Did you bring all our stuff? Thanks.
Hey, everybody who wants to be involved with the GA, can you hear me? Yeah. Can everybody hear me? So I'm just thinking if I can talk at this level. Is that cool? Yeah. Hey, can you guys? You can't hear me? Can you scoot even closer?
There's room down here.
Yeah, there's more room. Scoot. Yeah, this is an intimate gathering. Come on. You sure you want to stay up there? Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to keep the volume here, and if you need the people's mic, we'll do that. Okay, so welcome to the GA. There's a lot of discussion right now about revising the process and getting the representation better. That's all happening in various working groups, but this GA will be facilitated in the same way that all of them have been facilitated, more or less. I'm going to do it the way most of you have seen me facilitate before, so it'll just be completely normal. Mike, there's something like worried that I'm being redundant. So myself and Mike are going to facilitate. I think we've got a few enough people that we don't really need a stat keeper. We do need somebody keeping minutes. Are people cool with not having a stat keeper and then just Mike or I'll do it? Yeah? Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna. Sorry? I don't think you do. Okay. All right. So he's going to jump in and do stack. So we're going to start with a moment of silence, as we always do, and then I'll teach the hand signal. You saw me doing this a minute ago. I think everybody here knows that one, but I'll teach them all. Do we have a minute taker? I've got a laptop if necessary. You'll take minutes? Cool. My backpack was right back there. Does someone see it? Cool. Yeah, it weighs about 1 million pounds roughly. Do you want a laptop or a piece of paper? Which is better for you? Paper? Paper. Oh, time. Do we have somebody who can keep minutes on a laptop? Minutes just means an outline of what we talk about. Previously, I have a laptop which you can use. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to start with a moment of silence. The kind of mentality behind moment of silence is so that we get ourselves in a frame that we're ready to have a productive process, that we're kind of ditch our own agendas and just get quiet so that we can do this process really well. So I just kneel down. You'll know. I'll just start talking again when it's up. And I just want to let you guys know I'm feeling really tired today, so the huskiness in my voice and my general emotional energy, forgive me. I'd rather be rested and ready, but such is life. Okay, I'm going to give her the password for my laptop so she can take minutes. Okay, so we'll start as always with working group report back. So if any working groups represented here could step up and do some report back. We'll just do a physical stat. And
Can you step in if there's anything else I'm forgetting about?
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Or just keep me.
Okay, sure.
so now all the working groups are going to report back on the activities that they've been up to since the last GA.
Okay, my name's Helen. I'm with...
What the fuck is that?
Wow.
It's a fan!
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. That was so cool.
You did?
Yeah.
I missed it. No. It wouldn't see it. It's so bad, great.
Coming back in uncontrolled.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Okay, evidently something just streaked across the sky. Okay, there's chaos. Hang on. GA is chaos.
Amen. All right, here we go. Back to the GA. Give Helen our adventures now for Helen group report, please.
Yeah, one is not perfect. Running.
That's my attention, is what I thought. I'm with the National Bank Transfer Day working group, and I tried to schedule some meetings, and they've been kind of like sparsely attended. Tomorrow there's another meeting at 4 o'clock at the Wall Street Cafe. Just to clarify, you don't have to be like banking with a big bank. If you're already with a credit union, we still need people to get out there and help people sign up for National Bank Transfer Day and to give them information on why they shouldn't be banking with a big bank and why they should switch to credit union. So if you're interested in doing that this week, we're going to set up groups to go out and inform people and get them to sign up. 4 o'clock, Wall Street Cafe tomorrow.
Great. Next.
Okay, I am with the First the Dishes working group, and we have decided to make flyers and distribute them. We're planning canvassing of UNCA and AB Tech for next week. Well, I guess that's this week, because it was written last week. We created banners to hang, and we need support camping at the Federal Building. We're there every night, and it would be nice to line it around the block. So please come join us. There's some basic rules. They're respect and responsibility for oneself. That simple. You can't have dogs there. You can't have tents there. But please bring a tarp, bring a sleeping bag, warm stuff, come camp.
Okay, I have an announcement from the outreach working group. I guess people needed some clarification on this. Outreach is split into 2 subdivisions. One is information and education, sort of a research group, finding the pertinent data for why this movement is necessary. The other half of that is the actual going out, canvassing, passing out flyers, talking to people, and recruitment. There you have it.
When is your next
Any questions? I have no idea. Talk to me.
All right, so if you want to go to the next outreach meeting, go to the info desk at camp, and kind of the point person in general is Victor.
My name's Chad. I'm actually with Outreach also, and with the direct connection part of Outreach, not the educational research part of Outreach. And so we've been trying a few things, and we've been getting some feedback. We're looking for as much feedback on how we can connect with people, and any ideas that people have. We're still working on flyers and getting those out. But we have been trying we've been setting up info booths in West Asheville. We're looking for more people to set up info booths, to not solicit people, but to be available for anyone that has questions or is interested or doesn't know what we're doing. There's a lot of people out there that if you set up somewhere, will just walk by and say, I've heard of this, I have no idea what it is. And if you come up with a few sentences, you can win people over, you can get people interested. It's a great way of just really building up people's interest and things like that. So, but again, we also have a group page on the forum. We're asking anybody that has any feedback or any interest use that to try to connect with us. And again, we don't have a next meeting time, but hopefully we'll be able to post that sometime really soon and get a meeting going. But obviously, we need more people. So.
What's the name of your working group on the page?
It's outreach in the group section of the OccupyAsheville.org. And any other questions, I'm definitely willing to answer. Anything else?
Well, I have one thing to say about outreach group. I feel that when we're outreaching, people are asking to help out with different groups, and we don't really have a good contact list going. We need to have all our little groups. We need everybody just get a head contact, maybe two. I'd say more than one person, you know, to volunteer to be a contact, maybe have a phone number available. Have that list at Lexington, at the federal building. Everybody, have a list at GA, every GA, for available for the people that walk up, and that'll help us out on outreach a lot, and everybody else actually to have these.
I do have that down.
Yeah, okay. We need. It's not really together though, but that would help outreach.
Leaders or people from each working group that are willing to be contacted for different issues that outreach can maybe help facilitate. Absolutely. And I think there was one other.
I just say that there is a work group sign-up sheet, and there's contacts by each work group that need to be filled out. So once that's filled out, we'll have that. That'd be awesome. But we could certainly do it quicker. Yeah. We have one kind of an emergency announcement, not emergency, but very pertinent to everybody. So we want to get it out right now. So he's going to jump in just for 10 seconds.
My name's John. I'm putting together an information working group. My name's John. I'm putting together an information working group. My only job, and whoever wants to join me, is going to be getting pertinent information from all of these people, representatives from every working group. They can just shoot me an email and let me know when they meet and where they meet. And I want to do a little kiosk at camp where that information is available, and anyone can walk up off the street and get plugged in to any of these working groups.
My name is Natalie. I started the research working group a couple of days ago, and apparently there's also been a split in the outreach working group to create their own research group, and now you're starting an information group. I really think we need to bring all these things into one.
So let me clarify. This is not gathering information about statistics or data. This is not outreach. This is
pure information that can be used by any working group.
Okay.
You guys should talk.
Y'all should all get together.
We'll get together. I don't haven't seen any of this.
I'm Glow Lady. I'm representing, I guess you could say, the camp group under the bridge. And today, sorry, I thought I was going to say something. Today I had spoke with John Tillman. He is the one who holds the permit down there. And I said that I did not feel that that was safe where we were at if we were to have a fire, that the smoke would or could possibly obscure the traffic, and that if someone were to litter, it's a possibility of someone being hurt because of. And that we would like to put the permit on hold as to we do not want to give up the permit because we want to find another property. So the rumor had it that I withdrew my name, and no, that is not correct. I did say let's put this on the table because where we are at is not safe for the people, and that is of utmost concern. So there have been several people, myself included, that have been out looking, but we have not found a place. And tomorrow we will be going to City Council, and we'll see who comes up with a solution first. So that's what's it. There have been some people who have left. Some people who have thought that participation meant party. So it's been a lot of weeding out, and it's all good. We've lost a lot of things that have been donated, but that's okay. Everything comes with a cost. Clarification?
No, I'm just saying.
I'm done.
Hi, my name's Wayne. I'm with the Working Food Group. We are meeting Friday right here underneath this tree.
at 2 o'clock. Anybody with the working group, meet right here at 2 o'clock.
My name's Coleman, and have seat in mainly in two groups. The nonviolent training direct action working group did do a training underneath the bridge down there, and began to move a little more into like tactical stuff as well, and about 6 or 7 people. Yesterday after the GA down in the park, there was an intent to pull a discussion together as not really a training, but something we're trying to figure out what to call, like a learning circle or discussion group. Yesterday it was on affinity groups and spokes council, trying to understand those terms. So as that develops and more conversation happens, we'll have more of that kind of little educational circle occurring. That's what we've done so far with that. I'm also doing a report back from the Legal Observers Working Group, which I just came from a training that Claire Hanrahan put together with Curry First, who is a National Lawyers Guild practicing attorney, 39 years in Wisconsin, but not licensed here. He can still act as a legal coordinator. And I would like to just make it short. So if there were 7 people that were trained today by Curry, there'll be 7 more people, I believe, at the next workshop tomorrow. And then that'll give us a pool of 10 to 14 people that can function in certain ways, and we will get those names out. You can't see it in this light, but this is one of the ugliest lime green hats you'll ever see. It says National Lawyers Guild Legal Observer, and as we move through these kind of turmoils and interesting times, legal observers can be called upon, ideally from an affinity group contact person that knows that something has happened and could request a team of legal observers at a particular action. For right now, you can contact myself or Claire Hanrahan. Many people have those phone numbers, and y'all know how to reach us, so I won't give you that stuff right now. There are specific roles we don't want to go in. Anyone else interested in this type of observing role can talk again with us, and we can do more of this. But basically, the role is to build good relationships with the activists, witness, not engage, understand, and be one of the lines to prevent unconstitutional behavior by the police, as well as to observe any of ourselves that are in action. And we may be called upon later as legal, the notes that we take, the live streams that were going, the cameras that were used. Kendra was also at the training. Thank you, Kendra. But any of the methods that we use for recording these actions may be subpoenaed as testimony, evidence, or that type of thing. So that builds into us a need to not really be involved with you. So that's what that is. You can contact Kendra, myself, Claire Hanrahan, Curry First. Did he make it? Curry is not here right now. Oh, Curry? Hey, Curry. You got anything you want to say? All right.
We'll put you up here.
No.
I have 2 quick questions. Is the nonviolent direct action training, is that like, do you have scheduled meetings during the week?
Pardon?
Are there nonviolent direct action meetings online on the calendar? Because I haven't noticed them. Or is it just as you go?
This past week, they were up on the calendar in plenty of time if you had access to it. We need to do a better job of doing that. It's been kind of hit and miss, but it's getting better.
And then were you just telling us information about the lawyers, like the meeting that you had, or are you going to have more meetings that people are welcome to come?
There's one more scheduled training that's already filled up, but there would be potential that we would set up another training if there were people that wanted to, and Curry is the person who ran the training. So if you would like individually to talk with one of our legal coordinators, this is Curry First.
No, I'm good.
There was one other question.
No.
Okay, that's wrong.
Probably not. I was just adding my name
At the info desk.
tomorrow.
Down
I'll know
in
what after tomorrow.
Okay, all the contact information will be down at base camp as it is right now, or wherever it goes.
Yeah, so his contact will be at the info desk if you want to plug into the Legal Observers Working Group. Any other working group report backs? We got finance, is that it? Working group? Awesome. Okay, finance. Mike, you want to make a report back?
Yeah,
My name's Mike. This is a report from the Treasury. We got a call yesterday from the co-treasurer who was at the initial General Assembly in Erie, Pennsylvania, where he's vacationing visiting his mother. There were 11 people there, and he spent a good little bit of time with them, giving them general information about how it's being done and organized or Occupy Asheville. Don will be back next week. We have so far received donations totaling $1,229.50. We've dispersed $930.97, and the Treasury has on hand $298.53. The treasurer went to the bank today, his bank, to make sure that checks could be cashed when they come through the mail from WePay to the Occupy Asheville GA Treasury mailbox, which is box 1346 if anyone locally wants to donate.
Cool.
There is also a strict procedure for making out the check. That's online.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. And that's at what website?
Organize Asheville.
Okay, the link is on the OccupyAsheville.org homepage for the donate.
Thank you.
Question?
You said we spent $900 out of the $1,200?
Yeah.
Yes. $930.97.
Did that just recently happen?
No,
that was today. It was at 11:47:50 from the 21st until yesterday.
And what did we spend that?
That's a question for Treasury, which he's happy to show you, but not for right now. So go ahead.
But I think that if he could identify one or two of the largest expenditures, that it's information that could get here real quick.
Sure. Okay.
I think the two largest so far have been gasoline and paper. There has not been a request for funds over $100. Your mailbox costs $41. The picnic table costs $58. And I have receipts and requests for every disbursement.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so you have a working group report back?
Yeah, the Arts Working Group is having a meeting on Thursday at 6 o'clock at Firestorm.
Cool, awesome. All right, so now we move on. That's working group report back. We didn't have any proposals during working group report back at all. Am I right? Yeah? So that means we go right into general announcements. That's the next phase. Otherwise, we would do proposals in this section. General announcements are factual questions. Awesome. So general announcements are factual pieces of information. It's not soapbox. So there is an opportunity to say your opinion, but that happens right at the end of GA. So we'll close GA and then there's soapbox. So again, announcements are factual information about, say, a march that's being planned, like the National Bank Transfer Day. So just to be totally clear. Cool? All right. Launch.
This maybe it shouldn't come out in the media group. We had one up here. I wrote a third article for Op-Ed News to keep people interested in Asheville. So if you want to go to Op-Ed News, it says Update Asheville Second Week. OppEdNews.com.
Yeah.
Thank you. OppEd.
All right, so do we have any other announcements that are pertinent to the GA? Go for it.
So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we're meeting together to discuss what to do about the 5 o'clock meeting with City Council. If you want to be there, if you have something to say, please come. It'll be a facilitated meeting, and we'll try to do our best to pull it together within an hour to have something concrete tomorrow at 4.
Location?
Where?
It's at McGuire Park. And there was a march before that, right?
4 o'clock, there's a General Assembly-ish thing for the City Council discussion. At 8 o'clock, there's a...
Hang on, we're talking about the march. Is there a march before the 4 o'clock thing? Do you remember?
No, just at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so just before 4 o'clock, in McGuire Park. It's a really important thing. And
after this meeting is finished, if you have any pressing things to talk about after the meeting in relation to that, especially legal stuff. If you have legal expertise, please see me after the meeting today.
Okay, cool. I believe well, you just finished what you were saying.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock, there is going to be a rally, and then after that, there's at Pack Square Park. There's a rally at 8 o'clock tomorrow, and after that, and after the City Council meeting, which will be somewhere in the same vicinity, there will be another General Assembly to discuss what happened in City Council and where to go from there.
Oh, that's there.
Okay.
Coleman. Unless someone else had a hand up.
No.
Because of a project I've worked on for weeks, which puts me on the ground this week in Columbus, Georgia, to do some advanced work at Fort Benning for the upcoming School of the Americas protest, I won't be here this week. I leave tomorrow morning. But in the process of going there, I've already set up kind of a program with Occupy Columbus, Georgia, to kind of explain to them, and we've been in touch. I have been in touch just from someone from Greenville who's doing Occupy Greenville. So as we do that, even though we won't be here, we'll be spreading Asheville good cheer. Thank you.
And if you want to get involved with that, his information's at the info desk, right?
At the Troll City Community Design Center down there by.
Some lady came by the under the bridge camp, and she said there's like a town hall meeting, kind of facilitated by Occupy Wall Street, and they're trying to get everybody. It should still be time. She said she doesn't know the time. You go to this http://BITLYLGBYMFR.
All right. So there's. Did you just say there's some kind of meeting happening with something to do with a town hall that has something to do with
Occupies everywhere is supposed to go into that.
It's an online meeting.
Yeah, she gave me the HTTP address.
Go to him.
All right.
Can I just do we have any clarifications on that?
Down there, but the thing is, it's hard to. She just gave me the thing and told me what it was.
I don't know if this is related, but there's OccupyCafe.org. This is sponsored by Maestro. Today was the first meeting. It's a global network of occupiers. I don't know how related it is, but it's a lot easier to remember. OccupyCafe.org. Sure, Natalie?
This is pertinent to the camping. We just had a meeting at Firestorm, a bunch of people, and just to reiterate
Okay, for those people.
And just
sorry.
I just wanted to reiterate sort of the pseudo-consensus that we all came to is we're trying to emphasize that we want as many people as possible tonight to come and camp at the federal building, and the vision that we have, our ultimate goal for tonight is to line the block around the federal building with people sleeping in sleeping bags and to make a big spectacle and just cause a lot of confusion and frustration for the seating. If possible. So anyone who is thinking about camping, please come and camp.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those.
My name is Wayne, and I suggest that the campers that are camping on Lexington, even though we still have the permit, we stay there until we're forced down.
This is just a box item. So hold off on that kind of comment.
So are there any more factual announcements that would be pertinent for the GA?
Yeah. I haven't started the working group yet, but I am starting Occupy Asheville newspaper.
All right.
Yeah. So music, art, poetry. If you want your own column, just come see me. My name's Anthony. We've got 2 weeks to get this together, and I'd appreciate any help with the layout or any ideas or anything. So I'm talking to Lark Publishing and the Art Place. We have friends at both places, so just
come talk to me if you got any good ideas. Cool. And your information will be at the info desk at the Lexington. I haven't started the work group. My number's not on there, so just come talk to me if you want to talk to me. There is a slot for new work groups. There's a new. I have to do that. Okay. Cool. Yes, Mike.
Did I hear a 2-week deadline from Anthony?
Yeah, he said something about a 2-week deadline.
In 2 weeks, we may or may not have a 3-story building to where it's all going to be for the newspaper and for other people to come into town for meetings, so we could have interviews, video clips. The whole downstairs would be printers and computers and stuff like that. So, but we're praying for that. So, yeah.
So pray. Pray. Anything else? Yes.
Should we not do some factual review about tomorrow's agenda with the city council?
I think a few announcements about that would be good. You covered some of that, right? Is that what I overheard you say? No. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree. Can we just essentially make that an agenda item? Just spend 15 minutes kind of updating everybody here about why the city council meeting is so important. That would be really cool. Who feel? Go ahead.
Is someone writing down agenda items?
This is really the only one. It's fairly informal. We don't have any formal agenda. So I mean, I would just love to engage everybody. How does everybody feel about that? Okay. Do you have an objection? Okay. Cool. All right. So who feels like they can succinctly say why the city council meeting is important, and the meeting before it and the meeting after it are really important?
I think.
Yeah. Please. Yeah, can you stand up, Zach?
Well, unlike what Dr. Milton was I think you have a good way of explaining it.
Cool.
I'll come down if I may. Please.
Yeah. Do it. All right. So just be mindful. Put it into try to do it in less than 5.
Okay. Tomorrow's city council meeting is about the future of Occupy Asheville. Right now, they have looked at us as a potential of being an organization, not we the people. Clearly understand the difference, because tomorrow when they start talking with us, they will be bureaucrats because they had a temporary permit, which they've issued a 24-hour notice ending as of tomorrow. In their mindset, they have a function and service to the city citizens first. That's why you're in the mindset of being bureaucrats. We need to change them over to being leaders, and my point is we have constitutional authority as we the people. That is the most important thing that needs to be established tomorrow with the city council, that we are not a set organization. We are we the people. The full authority of constitutional rights and empowerment that we are entitled to by due process. When we speak to them tomorrow, they have given us their worst situation to start with. We have gone through it. We need better for the voice of the people to be heard. That is the focus of what tomorrow is all about. They will go into their bureaucratic process. We need to move through it. Thank you.
And does anybody have any questions for him? Or questions about the meeting tomorrow, please?
I know that you are going to talk about the constitutionality. Do you think it would be a good idea to have multiple people readdressing the right to assemble so that they can't dodge the question when one person says it?
Personal opinion. Every single person who goes to step up, whether they're 3 minutes for an individual or 10 minutes as a representative for the group, yes, every one of us. First Amendment platform.
Exactly. Any other questions?
Coleman? Sorry, okay. Helen?
What time is the meeting tomorrow where we're going to discuss what we're going to talk about with City Council? Or where?
McGuire Park. Right in front of City Hall. I would like to say that we should not be haphazard about this. If we're going to have a meeting tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I think we should choose who will speak, and I'm very adamant about it. Whether you speak 10 minutes or 3 minutes, it should be decided upon, and we should stick with that. It's nothing but confusion if we do it any other way. So I would surely like for Dr. Milton to speak, and people who are interested, be at that meeting tomorrow, and it should be a meeting strictly about city council, who we're going to choose, what we're going to say, and to bring nothing else in. My premise is I'm several degrees from a lot of people. I am not interested in asking the city council anything, for anything. My name is on the permit, okay? And so we also had a meeting earlier about this very same thing, especially about the campus. And we have decided which way we're going. And I am just about supporting everybody and each other in this, but we need to be polished, strict, looking good tomorrow. And even if we decide that nobody speaks, we should go along with the plan. Thank you.
Anybody with somebody else questions?
Comment. It is, to my understanding, if I may be wrong, but from what a lot of people told me, that the general idea of tomorrow's city council meeting, very basic, is that our permit is ending, and this has been a temporary thing to see how we do there, for city council to see how we're doing there, and whether or not they want to continue the permit and make it again, or make us pay, or not give us the permit at all. Is my understanding.
No. The permit was a staging for the first 2 weeks to see how things would work out, so that we would have a dress with them being on their agenda tomorrow, so a plan of action could be developed. Okay? We can't get lost in looking at the permit issues. We're trying to create a flexible plan of action to meet our goals. And they've understood that from that first meeting we had with them, which we've had to specifically do it to come to this point.
Okay. Any other questions, Tom? Yes.
I think the meeting tomorrow.
Sorry, I just broke that.
No, it's okay. Could you be three and oh yeah, sure.
Okay. I just wanted to share some information from the City Council about what's going to be going on tomorrow. We are one agenda item on the City Council meeting, so there's going to be a lot of other business going on. Our item is going to be under unfinished business from the previous meeting. They're going to be discussing issues about the permit. I understand we want to reframe the discussion on right to assemble. The points that they had on the permit, they were looking at 3 different locations, one of them being Lexington. There was a city employee parking lot at Valley Street. I have no idea where that is. And Rankin Street parking area. I think if y'all want to go look at those, they're both pretty small. We're already filling up down there. There were information about the financial impact of using the lot down there. It's worth taking a look at. Concerns as demands. I think another thing that came up is the land under the bridge at Lexington is technically owned by the Department of Transportation. The Department of Transportation has entered into a contract with the city to allow them to have parking meters and to permit occupancy down there. Somebody with the Department of Transportation has informed the city that they believe the use of that by the Occupy folks is not in keeping with the spirit of their contract with the city, and have said that if the permit down there is renewed, they will raise it to Raleigh to have the contract nullified. So just some basic information about what's on the plate and what's going on out there.
Thank you very much. We don't have clarification anymore. Yes, sir?
It's relevant to what his report was.
Okay. Yeah, we got to reach the...
the two parking lots, one that he didn't know where it was down below to the right of the city building, and the one over in Rankin are available if we want them from 7 p.m. at night to 7 a.m. in the morning. Pack it up and move and come back. That's what those are about.
Thank you.
And guys, I just realized I forgot to teach hand signals. I told you at the beginning I was really tired, and I apologize. We don't need to do that now, do we?
No.
Thank God.
What's this, John?
That one's that's a really technical one. We can't. It's too complicated. Huh?
You can use that one?
Yeah, man.
No, just this.
Oh no. No. Yes, sir. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. Any other questions, comments, announcements?
I have a proposal.
Hey, Anthony. Hold on. Is it about this particular? Could you just get up and start speaking?
No, okay. Just don't.
Yeah, he's a working group. Or he's part of. Okay, so please handle that. Okay. Yes, sir.
I think I'm Scott. I think the meeting tomorrow is very important. We started the process with the city. It's really important that we see our end of it up. We need to remember that in our own eyes, we don't need a permit to gather, but we have asked the city to recognize us as citizens, and I like to think that we're kind of like the cavalry, riding in to rescue our government and our city from corrupt forces. I would like to think of the city as being not enemies to us, but part of the 99%, and that we are representing them and standing up for their rights to assemble. The issue that I'm concerned with at this point right now is the curfew, because I think that we have something to stand on in that they're trying to put a curfew on our First Amendment rights. And I don't see how they could do that, really, because you couldn't do that on any of our other rights, like the right to a trial jury or something. You wouldn't put a curfew on that. So I'm personally going to try to go to them with, what about this curfew and how can you curfew our right to assemble? But I think it's really important that those of us who do go to the meeting tomorrow not see the city as an enemy. They are our neighbors, and a lot of goodwill sometimes wins people over. I've seen amazing things happen in this world. I'd hate for us to think that there's no way that we can pull this off. I think we very much could pull this off. So stay positive and show up at the meeting tomorrow.
Yes.
I agree. I think we should stay positive and realize that we do need to make them accountable, and that the city has to know that whatever they decide, we are going to continue in some form or another. I do think it is valid and principled that we do negotiate and deal with them and see what we can get, because, I'll ask for a hotel. Winter is coming. And, we're citizens. On the other hand, I would like to stress that we're in this for the long haul. And whatever happens tomorrow, it should not affect our commitment to stick together, stay together, and go forward together.
Yes.
And it would be good, and I do think they are bureaucratic, and we may have to negotiate over a period of time in order to get what we want. But in the meantime, I think as many of us should be at the Federal Building and other places that you might hear under the rug. Be there and be supportive, and let's keep going. Thank you.
time. Do we need more time to discuss this? Anthony, not this, but Anthony.
It's good.
Good? Yeah. All right, so I guess we'll just go ahead and close up that issue. And then Anthony actually had one more announcement he wanted to come in and make.
I'm Anthony. I'm on outreach. I'm on security. I'm on call. I'd like to say, I have to get this off my chest. I'd like to say the General Assembly is getting bogged down, becoming more of a policy group than an actual support for the occupiers. We don't have campers. This isn't a rainbow gathering. We have occupiers, people who have been on the streets since the jump. And the General Assembly needs to be focused on offering them support in any way possible.
Beautiful.
All right.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Well, he can do it. I just don't want him to. I don't want to take up the announcement time to do that. Coleman, you have one more?
Yeah, and then Fox. Not an addendum to the earlier announcement about legal observers. It's hard to see. There are, if you stand up, Sunny, Spirit Song. I mentioned Kendra, and there's a new face, a young African American. You know, she calls herself Radical Sister from Wisconsin. Her name is Akia. And so if y'all are considering actions, recognize these people, recognize us, and learn who we are.
Yes.
Hey, Bob. Hey,
Heavy. I took most of my stuff out of the camp today. I'm keeping my body there, but it's unfortunate that, and I hate to bring it up because it's uncomfortable, but it's real. People have been stealing from each other in the camp. And it's become an issue. There's been like 5 different tents now. And I don't know how to deal with that anymore. There's way too much separation there going on in the group. And I'd love to suggest a solution. I'd love to hear a solution and work on a solution.
Have you identified some of the people who are stealing?
That's the problem with thieves. They're really split.
Do you think that
you don't want to accuse anybody without proof.
That's true. Do you think that the people who are stealing come to our General Assemblies and attend our pickets?
Highly doubt it.
I think we need a sign-in sheet for people that have been at the GA.
We need to cut the wheat from the chaff here, people. I mean, this is what it is.
Amen.
If we're going to do this, we got to make a really hard decision about personalities. Sorry to say it, but it's coming down to that. And it's not helpful. And it's keeping people distracted who could be working on things rather than breaking up fights and arguments constantly. This has become an issue. I don't know what's going on with the fucking permit anymore. I've heard, sorry, pardon my French, but I don't even know what's going on with that. I hear one thing from you, I hear another thing from Glow Lady, and so I'm in a place where I feel really unstable in this particular area. I'm sure a lot of other people do too. I saw a lot of tents go down today, so I'm concerned. You know, I'm feeling really ineffectual with what's happened down there. I'm feeling like we're making a mockery of the movement with what's going on down there. Once again, negative but true. So, stuff to think about. You know, what are we going to do, people? Are we going to go to the financial district or are we going to stay in Rivergate? That's all I'm going to say.
I would like to say that with having safety and security, that they are either 1, not doing their job, or 2, doing the opposite of their job. And we might want to address that.
All right, so as a facilitator, I need to jump in and say we're essentially moving into soapbox. So, which is totally cool. It is good. This is needed. Yeah. So what we can do, I mean, in terms of the process, we can make this an agenda item or whatever, but I just need to, because we're getting into opinions, definitely. So do we want to spend some time on this, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. I do too. So I just want, anyway. So let's just open the floor and do a formal stack so that people can have their voices heard. Does that work?
Can we keep the stack that was over there?
Please.
You had a question? Oh, I like the timing today.
Okay.
I believe it was Mike. I just had a comment. I don't think Fox or anyone down there should feel like they're not doing their job. I don't think.
Thank you.
But they're in a situation, an almost impossible situation, just by its very nature. Occupy Asheville is 99%, and that includes people who suffer from the disease of alcoholism,
Thank you.
uninsured people, indigent people. It's just an impossible task to take all that on and separate the wheat from the chaff.
Anybody that has a hand, can you keep your hands up so I can see what's going on?
I could be mistaken. I have been before already.
Yes, Coleman.
Also, it's hard to hear over here. I don't know if everybody can hear well,
Hey.
but maybe speaking up.
Yeah, you guys could scoot together if you wanted to hear better. That's always the easiest way.
I'd like to support Fox that already are Coleman. There are already people with suggestions bubbling up about how, with the assumption that we end up having another base camp or even wherever people are camping, that there's some ideas floating. You say registration, that's also called intake. You know, we have a set of principles. People need to agree to it before they get stuff like that. So, Fox, you got some people more than willing to work with you to help pull some of these ideas together and bring them back out.
With the guy.
The unspoken word that we haven't really said was homeless, and I just want to make sure that we undercut the idea that it's just the homeless that are doing this. It's not. I'm homeless. That's why I've got like a little piece of property down there, you know, the big house and all that shit, you know. But there is very much truth in what you're saying. There are some very aggressive. Alcoholism is a very bad problem. It creates situations, and some personalities just won't make it, but we have to be careful how that's decided. We have carrying capacity. So, Fox, you got people that are going to work with you on this.
And I would have been at the GAs, but I was doing conflict resolution.
Thank you, Fox.
Sorry, Wayne.
For those people,
Oh, sorry, Natalie. Sorry, Wayne. My bad.
I just want to remind everyone that I feel like, well, it's, I guess a reminder and an opinion, I feel like this space camp has been both a blessing and a curse. We've seen how we can organize and also how we can fall apart. In my personal opinion, I don't think that the City Council is going to do anything to help us tomorrow, and if they dissolve the base camp on Lexington, that will be a good thing, because it will bring people back into the streets. It will bring them back into view instead of in their tents. I would love to see people sleeping on the sidewalks, actually occupying Asheville itself, and not just a parking lot in an underpass. We deserve better than that, and we will make it better for ourselves, and we don't need a permit or anyone else's permission, and I would like to see people taking their own initiative and deciding where they will be and how they will occupy. I'm tired of seeing just a collection of tents signify what is supposed to be a passionate group of people. I want more bodies and less confusion and opportunities for violence. So I think that the end of this permit is a very, very, very good thing, and that we should consider what we will do once that monster over there has been dispersed, and what we will do with all of that energy and all of the knowledge that we've gained from that, and how we can bring it back down onto Asheville proper.
thank you.
Hey.
Wayne, we fought for this permit. I believe we shall stay
where we're at until they come in and tell us to leave, and then we leave peacefully. And then we can go down to the federal building and sleep. If they come in on us, we will leave peacefully and go to where the other people are camping. Thank you.
I wanted to bring up also that there's going to be a big cleanup deal down there, so it's something to be aware of when we have to meet. We're going to have places to take these donations of food and stuff or to store it until we can find another spot or whatever. So please be aware of that.
Basically, spots and they covered what I was saying. It was unsafe. It is an unsafe environment for my stuff and myself. I moved out because of that. You know, and it's just driving me ragged babysitting for people. And really, we shouldn't be. We're not a social service organization. You know, everybody's 99%. But I really feel people have to come to the table committed. We can't have all these bliss campers running around screwing up the energy.
All right, I got to jump in here.
No, you can't break that.
It's direct response. How's that?
Just, can you jump on stack?
Get on stack?
Sure. I really appreciate it. Because it'll break it up for everybody. Thank you. So
I'm trying to.
Is there anybody on
the topic before you?
Yeah, he's
on.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you very much.
My name is John. I was formerly in the Marines for 4 years. If anybody needs any tips on how to provide a secure area, I guarantee you I can help.
Thank you. We recommend that you get with the security working group.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'd like to say Wayne, Bob, and many others, you've done a good job. We didn't do that. The city council, let me say it this way. I was in Atlanta when several people texted me and said they gave us Lexington Avenue. And I was with my goddaughter, and she can tell you, I'm going to say it, I said, oh shit, because they knew what they were doing, okay? So lift yourselves up. We've done a good job, okay? We have done excellent. And I guarantee you, if we ran a survey, I rebuke that.
All right. Are you done?
No, not quite. But I would like to say that when it's time to move on, you have to move on. You know, I've been married, but I ain't married now. Okay? So I move on. And what I'm saying to you is, the way we choose to move on, it's up to us. It's a self-determination. I am totally with you, holding that camp until they come and we are with you and support it. On the other hand, those who leave, we are supportive of you too. And we just move. That makes it good for them because they don't know what we're doing. Okay? If we cut out the strife in-house, the name calling, the hearsay, the accusation, it's going to happen. It's been happening for a long time. And
start wrapping up the process. So if you've got more questions,
maybe try turning it off and on again.
Stack, and we're going to start pulling it together. Cool? Yeah? Yeah. Agreement? Yeah. Cool. Is that agreement? I know. No, he was holding up 3. I know, you're 1. It sort of changes with the thing. Yes, you are. It's Brian.
Having been through the group, which helps represent Occupy Asheville to the staff of Asheville, we tried to lay the framework where the door would be open for us to move from this park, whatever we chose. Lexington Park was the worst choice, and that was their first choice to offer us. We've taken that. We've worked with that. We're moving through that. It's a staging point. That's all. Whether we chose to continue using it or not is our choice. Because we are the citizens. We walk the talk with bureaucracy until they're not walking our path.
Thank you.
And then we tell them what path we're walking because we're the citizens. We have that full authority. So understand what we've done there is just a beginning.
Thank you.
A door that we've opened to become stronger, more empowered, and we the people. Remember that. It's that simple. All we got to do is own it, because we can do this.
Thank you.
Yeah, we the people. Woo! Alright, I'd like to clarify a few points, and I'm going to take as much time as I bloody well wish. Alright. Sure. We were out here for a couple of weeks camping on the streets, and we attracted people. I recognized almost everyone here. But as soon as we started putting up tents, I don't recognize 2/3 of the camp down there. There's a difference between houseless and homeless. I've been houseless most of my life, but I've never been homeless.
Hey.
We got people just showing up, coming out of the woodwork. There's a difference between occupying and taking up space. I might love you. You might be part of the 99%. I will fight for your rights, and I will fight for your betterment. But I ain't got to bring you into my house. If you're going to cause an issue. As far as security doing a good job, we did as good a job as possible. We had a lot of people making signs and doing artwork and, singing around the fire. But I never saw any straw bales show up. We never actually got the resources we needed to make the camp secure. That's part of why it failed. Another thing, we weren't fighting for the bridge under Lexington. We were fighting for Pack Square. We were looking for a steak, and we took a steak fry.
Come on now.
I blocked it from the jump. But I'm still here. I would have rather been at the federal building. Why? Because there was peace, love, nothing got ripped off. You had a wall to your back. You knew where your adversaries, where your potential threats might be coming from. We don't have that down there. It's a free-for-all. I left. I'm going back to the Fed. I invite y'all to come with.
Hey.
Don't expect to come out and have a camp be your living room. This is guerrilla warfare style. We got to be light. We got to be mobile. We got to be on point. Let's tighten it up. I'm done.
All right.
Thanks, Anthony. All right. So again, I'm gonna go and close stack. If you want to get on stack, hands up now, and then we'll kind of pull it together. Cool. Got two more? Okay. Alright, I feel like there have been some good points to having a 24/7 camp, but I also saying for future reference, we do not need a 24/7 camp. We need a 24/7 kiosk, table, information space. We do not need a 24/7 camp because that's really where the problems come in. We need somewhere where people can go to have a conversation with one of us so that we can tell them what's going on. We do not need somewhere that people can go to see our problems, to see a bunch of people who don't really believe in the cause just hanging out. That's not what we need. So, I definitely support the federal building. There's been a lot of discussion among some people that that's just where the people go if they don't believe in our system. That's where the people go if they believe in our cause. And if they want to try to support that as best as they can. I truly believe that those people had it right. The Lexington camp, while it seems larger, I'm not sure if it was really the ones that had the system going. The federal people had the system going. We don't believe in their system. So we have to look at that from their view. Thank you.
All right, well, that was a great way to finish it. Thank you. All right, cool.
How do people, I kind of want to sort of do my quick little pull everybody's ideas together a little bit and just see if we have something succinct. Do you mind? Everybody cool with that? What I notice is that we love the movement. We seem to really love that. I'm here because I love the movement. I think most people are. What we don't really seem to want is the baggage that comes with you know, camping under a bridge and just being kind of an open door for anybody to come. We're here for the movement and we're curious about how to support it. So can we kind of take this to 4 o'clock tomorrow and be ready for the city council meeting? Is that kind of where people are at? And I don't want to monopolize this, so that's really it. It just seems like we're excited, but we're getting undercut by shit that we just don't want to deal with, right? So to everybody cool closing out the meeting, we'll do like maybe one more stack, just any proposals or any action steps or whatever. Does that work for people? Yeah. Cool.
I keep hearing us talking about the movement, and I hear people saying every now and then, oh, the only real movement people are the ones that live down at the federal building. I support the federal building. We're to go. I mean, I think that those people who want to sleep around that building are right on it, and they're like in the front line. I don't want us to forget that the manifestation of the problem that we are camping out to demonstrate is some of the shit that we're referring to that's coming in at the other base camp. That's all. And I just think that we need to be really conscious of how we use the words and who we try to blame and those things. There's certainly serious issues, problems with people that I don't even look in the eyes that I've met down there. But I just feel like we need to, like, you know, I'm not even sure the proper word, but the movement, what is the movement? I dare anyone to, like, give me a succinct definition of the part of the movement that is the best, because we've got, like, a fantastic direct action about to go on down around the federal building, possibly other places. We might have a base camp. We'll have outposts all over this town, and a place that we can relate to that is our center. And just keep in mind when you see some of that shit we don't want to deal with, I mean, that's been put upon us by the problems in the system that we're resisting. And so just please try to remember that.
I think ultimately the decision is really simple. Like, do we want to keep the camp? Do we want to keep the camp going, or are we going to do the public announcement thing, which I think is somewhere we're not supposed to do that? The agreement, amendment, the public the announcement, and the public announcement. Public. Okay, so within the group, it's okay. If people have problems and individuals, we can come to each other. All right. I guess the choice is really clear. Are we going to try to keep the camp going or not?
I don't think there's any. Right now, Bob, right now the situation is we keep it going until we decide we're ready to change.
Keep it going.
Well, we had taken the site, okay?
Right.
They said it's temporary for 2 weeks till this council meeting.
So we don't know.
Right. We have no clarity on it, but the point is, we have possession signed into the law. We're there, okay? So my point is that we have made that our focus right now. We call it base camp, maybe we can come up with a better term, but we're going to be networked all through the town because it's inevitable. That's direct action. So just look at this as just a starting point. Whether we're there tomorrow or not is going to depend on our plan of action. Right. When they tell us the permit's no longer,
right now.
So that's
what I'm trying to determine.
And we can't define that till tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, so we don't. So we. All right. We won't know till tomorrow what's actually going on. Okay, can we agree upon having the last 3 people on stack and then having some dinner? Yeah. Okay. Natalie, or I think Timbe. Okay, 4 people. Timbe.
All right. So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we have 1 hour to synthesize a lot of stuff, such as what are we going to say at the meeting, at the city council meeting. 1 hour to do this. So I want everyone to go home and really just, my request is that everyone really feel into what this is for them, to come together tomorrow with the spirit within 1 hour for us all to be able to create a space that is useful for all of us. So we have an experience at the city council meeting that is beneficial for us. Because we have a lot of diversity, we want to maintain that level of diversity, and we also want to come together to some degree if possible. so that's my request and my hope for what we're able to do tomorrow in 1 hour.
Yeah, I guess I have kind of a proposal. I agree with what you're saying. It kind of has to do with what I'm going to say. I feel a lot of inspiration, and I feel like the only way to get things done is to join working groups, and I don't know, I feel like there's not enough of that happening. I'm proposing that maybe, since it's like 8:30, we still have some time left in the park, what if we kind of broke out into working groups after this is done, and just kind of discuss some things? Does that sound good?
Maybe after you can raise your hand and say what working group you're with, and people will go to speak.
Yeah, just go meet with her right here if you want to stick around and chat.
Sure.
You made this break out into discussion groups and talk about the same topic within a working group.
No, we're just like working groups. Discuss what's being done in the working groups, how people can help out that working group, where they're going to meet next, like things like that. Yeah, how they can contribute to the working group.
We're at Chris.
And just a reminder, so we'll do these last two, and then we'll close it up. But that doesn't mean people have to stop talking. You can the soapbox is always afterwards. So please stay and keep talking. But we'll just close out the formal GA after two more people speak.
I just wanted to point out that a lot of the problems, and I haven't been down at the camp, but I've been following it online, that have happened in other cities that are doing this too. And this is such a small group compared to some of the larger cities where they've been able to handle this more successfully. I just want to commend everybody who's been down there, who's been holding the fort, working with this with such small numbers, and point out that that's part of the problem when there's such a large number of people who are floating in and such a small number that are there to deal with it. And I'm just very grateful. What I had to say actually really pertains to that. I read an article today in USA Today about basically the problem that is occurring in every occupation all over the country, that is this same problem right here, that they're setting up tent cities and it's turning into chaos because they have people coming in who aren't respecting the cause there, respecting the rules there, and respecting anyone else. They're just looking for a safe place to be. And that has its cons, that creates problems, but it's also happening because of the world we live in. Like, that didn't just pop up. Like, we didn't just start setting up camps and people decided to ruin it. Like, these people exist whether we're there or not, and it's because of the system that we live in. And so, instead of, getting upset about it or sitting down silent, we need to be serious to let it open our eyes and see that this is another ugly side that, the mainstream media and happy corporate consumer culture doesn't want you to know about. And these are things that we just have to deal with as people who are going to be trying to dig these things up. This is one of them. So keep that in mind, that it is a real problem, and it's something, it is, as someone says, shit that we don't want to deal with, but it's here, and it has to be dealt with. These are real people.
I kind of had an idea. I believe it might have been that all we really need is like a kiosk of some sort of information. Why don't we just push for that at the city council? Ask them for a 24-hour kiosk information, like kiosk booth at a central location. It's not right here, and then therefore we can just occupy everywhere and maintain the information outflow. Rather than trying to set up basements.
All right, last speaker. And then soapbox.
Okay. I think it's important to remember the very nature of what we're going up against right now. we had a direct action that was at Merrill Lynch recently, and WLOS put a very negative spin on it. I think we need to remember that if we want to be successful, we're going to have to fight for this. And part of fighting means, like Helen said, being in a working group, being productive. I think that's a really good first step.
Yeah.
I think outreach is very important right now. I think direct action is very important right now. I think we need to be doing as much as we're talking right now, and that's a very good first step. And I also think we need to be out there, supporting people by the federal building, because they're holding it down right now. They are doing the real occupation right now. We need to be supporting those people right now, and we need to step forward and just go into action, because it's not like we have forever. Winter's coming very soon. We need to be realistic about what we're doing right here, and we also need to remember the very nature of our problem.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out and playing part. Thank you so much. So, she is close. Please stay and have People's Soapbox. Please chat. Please network. But that's it.
You gotta go get a thing.
Very well.